Like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down so the Ghost of the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. I first and foremost want to apologize for the audio quality of that last live reaction that I had to do for Kubera and Tower of God. It won't happen again. The mic is fixed. We're good. Gotta pay attention to that. Secondly, a lot of people are not happy with me with that Tower of God anime video. I said what I said. I don't give a damn. It's garbage. I ain't watching another second of it. Talk about the chapter though. Chapter was great. I like the chapter this week. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Probably might drop to an 8.5, but 9 out of 10 for the time being is what I'm feeling. And this was the chapter where the translations were not good in any one that I was able to get my hands on, unfortunately. So I do think there's some things that maybe were lost in translation. But let's start with something that I think is interesting because my chat thinks that Traumerei is going all out. And all you got is animal control and disconnect. I am so certain none of these two combatants have gotten serious yet. I mean that. I don't think it's serious yet. I think it's still like tickle butt. Like no one's thrown their jacket off to show off their physique or real fit under to get serious. But I think it's starting to pick up. I noticed that when Gustang saw Bam, he pulled out his library and dropped his cigarette. And I'm like, were you trying to hide the fact that he was there? Or are you starting to speed up and switch gears due to the fact that perhaps you're like, he got away from Dumas? I don't know how. So I gotta speed things up. I'm not entirely sure. But Gustang's library finally came out, or Gustang study, depending on what translation you're using, and it's awesome already. Like, he really just has like the Tiara ability on steroids. Like Tiara was just stealing this man's entire swag. Rest in peace to my princess. But that being said, bro, when it said not just physical items, intangibles and things like phenomenon, you could not give me this power, I would never lose. Bro, I'm giving y'all the Spanish flu. I'm giving niggas syphilis. Oh my goodness. So he summoned seraphims and Prometheus with fire. And I did notice that we're starting to use a lot more mythology in some of these attacks with the fists of the Gorgon, Medusa, Greek, with Mizzino. We have Valhalla, I almost said Valkyries. I meant to say like Ragnarok, and if my memory serves me correctly as of right now, because I have not really dived into this stuff since high school, Valhalla is where fallen warriors go when you died in the heat of battle to save you in like a heavenly place until it's time for Ragnarok. Something along those lines. Don't fully see the connection there. I think it's just a cool name. Then Prometheus obviously dropped the fire. Prometheus fire, yada yada yada. Very well known tale. So what do you guys think there's meaning to that? There's a connection there. Do you think it's because these are regulars have been outside the tower, they're actually familiar with these mythologies, which is why they have attacks named after it? Let me know what you guys think. I didn't overthink it, but my chat was definitely fixated on that point a little bit. So I wonder what you guys think. Next, the Dragon of Lust. Ame's possibly necromance corpse. I was somehow able to somewhat guess this was the case mid-reaction, but I had a lot of clues. At first threw me off that the dragon had like a girlish figure at the top. Now, again, it's supposed to be associated with lust and things like that, but I was like, why is it busty? And why is Gustang is not saying this thing is dangerous, at least initially. We'll get to the other part later. He's saying it's making me uneasy. When I see it, something's wrong. Something's bothering me. And I was thinking about Traumerei from one of the first flashback with Ames. We knew that he was doing experimentations with Zahar already. We also saw what he did to Holland with all the old, extinct, and ancient divine sea creatures, the Shinhue, whatever he's saying. I'm probably butchering the name, I'm sorry. I speak French, speak English. That's it. That's all I got for you. And I got Mickey Mouse Spanish. But the old Shinhue, and then Holland was some type of freakish experiment that he could control. Then we learned that as he was diving more and more into like his like depravity, if you will, necromancy was one of the things he started to do. It all made sense. I do think that that's Ame's body. And the lust part also will come from his attraction to Ame and his love for Ame. I think he's fucking the dragon. That's just me. That's what I think. But I really dig the design though. So Vanquish, Valhalla, and Leviathan are those the three water dragons. Is Bam gonna be able to get the information or whatever he needs? What's going on in all the other moving parts? And listen, the beginning with like them talking about the stick and Gustang being the one who's worthy to do it. I actually noticed something that made me laugh, but this is just headcanon. It's not a serious point. What if Gustang really hates V, but he just doesn't like V? It has nothing to do with the war or the conflict or the 13 Great Wars. It's like, you annoy me and you give me BS jobs to do because you don't want to do them yourself. I don't like you. Your dad, Bam, is the worst nigga I've ever met in my life. That is 100 times funnier than anything else they could come up with. I need that. Inject it into my veins. Thank you. And yeah, as for the other things that really happened, they were just fighting. I still think the artistry and the panels itself and the character models and whatnot are fine. It's really when we start to get into the action, it's just a little bit annoying. But there's a lot of panels that I enjoyed. Him just smoking draws mid-fight, hitting with the stick, bonk, bonk, bonk. That was funny. Traumerei starting to fight in conjunction with Valhalla. So sending his like disconnect attacks out, but also trying to like maneuver around to catch Gustang off guard. It was all really good stuff, all great work. Very happy about it. So, you guys give me your favorite panel for the week. Give me your favorite piece of dialogue. My favorite panel was Prometheus. Favorite piece of dialogue was either when he summons Prometheus or the explanation for his ability when he pulled out his study. And yeah, I gave it a 9. So, good stuff this week. We don't need more Dumas. We don't need more Ban. Let's stay here next week. But at some point, I definitely want to see what the boss is cooking up with his ragtag group of people and what it is that he came to do. I know we have to eventually see Yama, Doom, almost said Liborak. I meant Lobodan versus Keating. Like, all of those things are things that I have an interest in. But let's keep... Oh, sorry. Before I forget. Valhalla was also able to break through the branches at the bean sprouts at the new sprout. And Gustang exclaimed that it has power, destructive capability comparable to a family head. Some of you guys are going a little nutty with that. I think it just means it has a lot of destructive capability that would be like family head level-esque, but not quite there yet. And he was just genuinely surprised by how strong it was. But I think because of Ame climbing with them, her probably being a decent in-tower habitant, Traumerei being the anima user, plus the experimentations, the combination of those three things probably made the necromancer body of Ame a lot stronger. But let me know what you guys think. And if there's anything you think I forgot to mention, let me know in the comment section below. And have yourself a modified day. Goodbye. Patreon gang. I appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for the continued support. It always helps. I'm actually going to add like a $1 tier just for those who just want to throw a little extra help to me, if y'all don't mind that. But shout out to the certified BAM lovers. That's CBL gang, CBL nation. But a bigger shout out to the priest of fire. Those are the certified brothers lovers. They might be the real CBLs. And a huge shout out to the fifth Zen gods. Thank you to Zyler Scotty, Wolf General, Rek Mazzino, Sly, Simi, Scobe, Rox G, Revenant, Lazy Dragon, Big Mod Katan, Johnny Rogers, Huey, Gray, Fairs, Childish Nujabes, Agrona Vitra, and Big Abdel. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I moved out of the streets into a cardboard box. We're moving on up, people.